through the tinted glass. Is that 2? That's 2, impressive. What up everybody, this is the Texas Squeegee with the giant squeegee, and today we have a Tesla Model Y behind us doing XPEL's Nano Ceramic Tint XR Plus all the way around, including windshield and sunroof. So in this video, we're gonna review what they got, why they got it, heat tests and performances to see if it's something that you wanna get to. Squeegee that. This is a Tesla Model Y that has a ton of glass everywhere. 4 doors, back windows, sunroof, and the entire full front windshield. Now, this allows for great visibility, but a lot of the sun enters through the glass, making the cabin really, really hot and overstressing the AC components, which ultimately drains down the battery. Now for this, we do a lot of XPEL's Nano Ceramic Tint. It's actually gotten a lot of popularity because it gets a lot of heat rejection. And now there's a ton of reviews out there from people that are verifying this, but in this video, we're gonna take a look at this one. So let's start with the back windows first. Now the back windows on this Tesla Model Y had 55% XR Plus Nano Ceramic Tint on top of the factory dyed glass. Tesla Model Ys come straight from the factory with the back windows already darkened a little bit. Now it's not tint, it's a privacy glass. It doesn't have any of the UV inhibitors or the infrared filters like ceramic tint does to block out heat. So although it's a little bit dark, a lot of the heat's still getting naturally in. So for the back windows, the owner of this Tesla did not want to make it that much darker. So we went with 55%, which is more on the clearer side. It's not completely invisible like 70, but it darkens it just a smidge, almost indistinguishable, just to squeeze out a little bit of that extra heat performance. Now the front windows, different story. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Now the front 2 doors in Texas have to have a limit of 25% net reading. Net reading means the tint plus the glass has to be above 25%. So for the front doors, we did a 30% XR Plus Nano Ceramic Tint. And as you can see, when we bring down that squeegee, you can still see through it a little bit, which is what they want, but it still gives you a lot of the heat rejection that XR Plus is known to do. Now, what about when XR Plus goes clear, like a 70% for the front windshield? Let's take a look. Now, this is a full front windshield tinted with XR Plus Nano Ceramic Tint 70%. As you notice, the higher the number, the lighter that it's gonna be. Now, this is designed to not make the windshield darker, but filter out a lot of the infrared light that comes in through the windshield. Most of the heat that comes from the sun is infrared light, not so much visible light. So by filtering out the infrared in the sunlight, you can naturally have a windshield that is clear, but is still filtering a lot of the heat. And as we commonly see here at Texas Tint Masters, once you have this installed on your windshield, you never ever go back. So this entire full front windshield got the 70% XR Plus, and we also did that on the sunroof, because on these Model Ys, the sunroof come a little bit darker from the factory, so we don't want to darken it much more. We just want to filter out a little bit more of that infrared light, aka the heat, from making the cabin even hotter. Now what about that little heat test we were talking about? Let's get to it. So the heat test, we're gonna be using this transmission meter. Now this measures how dark the film is, how much UV rejection you're getting, and how much infrared rejection, AKA heat. Back windows is 55% XR Plus Nano Ceramic Tint over the factory glass. We're gonna drop that meter in, let it do its calculation. As you can see, it's 17.2%, 100% of UV rejection, which is really 99.9, and the infrared is reading at 99.8. Now we're moving over this to the front doors. This is the 30% XR Plus on the front 2, keep them Texas legal. As you can see right here, 28.9% was it's going to pass inspection, 99% UV rejection rounded up to 100, and the infrared is 98.9%. It's blocking out most of it percent. But what about the big heat lamp and the meter that you guys have known us to do? Let's go try that one out too. Oh man. Things are not lining up today. Don't worry, I'll fix this real quick. Texas, squeegee that. Ah, much better. There we go. Now we can get on with this heat test. So, as you can see, now we're utilizing a solar power transmission and power meter. Now this goes a little bit more details. This is a BTU meter, which measures in British thermal units, so you can search it up to see what that means. However, basically, the higher the number, the more heat is detecting through, the lower the number, the less heat. Now, since we're using a smaller heat lamp, I'm gonna do my best to keep the same distance. Right here, you see that it's around the 400, 500 range. But once we go through the factory tinted glass with 55% XR plus, okay, wait a minute. Going back, that's actually really good. Let me get a little bit closer. So that exceeds the amount that it can read through the tinted glass, single digits. I'm gonna pull back slightly to see what kind of numbers we finally start to read. Okay, 500, 600. Guessing it doesn't like above 600 through the tinted glass. Is that 2? That's 2, impressive. Let's go to the front doors. This is a 30% XR plus nano ceramic tint. Again, put in the distance right above right here. Let's get it up closer right there. In the 500 range, we're gonna go right into it right there. And at 6, going back out, close to the 500, right back in. We are down to low single digits, right back out, and that's it. Now, front windshield, we went over that. Let's check it out really quick. You see right here, I might have to keep a little bit distance so we can keep that area clear. So, at its highest point, it's too high, reading over 600 BTUs. Okay, now I can't put it in, so I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. We're gonna slide it right in. And now I'm gonna get it closer to get some variations on that reading. As you can see, it's still not going over 35. Okay, we got a 40 reading right there. But again, when we're bringing it out this close without anything, it exceeds the reading. Back on the inside, it's on a single digit range. Back on the outside, excessively high reading. So, now, this is one of the reasons why XPEL XR Plus is super highly rated amongst consumers and Tesla owners. In fact, when we asked the question, if you could describe XR Plus in one word, most people actually are coming back and saying it's a foot of foot of Himalayas, Xi Jinping. Wait a minute, hold on. This is not the right one. Give me 1 second. It is the absolute best of the best, top of the line, glare reducing, heat blocking, UV protecting window tint that you can get around the world for the Tesla community.
It's not one word.
Oh, so the teleprompter talks now all of a sudden. I'll tell you what, why don't you go to Google, search up Texas Tint Masters, read all the reviews yourself, and then you can describe this in one word down in the comment section. This has been Carlos, the Texas Squeegee with the giant squeegee, signing off, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Squeegee that.